Hello, I am in the Lotus 49 at the Nürburgring, just kind of messing around right now. I have no shift aids or clutch aids. I also don't have a clutch pedal, so I have the clutch set to my left paddle, and I also have a clutch set to my e-brake so I can modulate it for standing starts. Like this. Oh, just about stalled it. Might have had a speeding penalty, but it's practice, so I do not care. Really like driving the Lotus 49. It's similar to, I guess, riding a motorcycle or something like that, where you have to be very present the whole time. I'm just having a mellow drive. Working on my shifting and like blipping the throttle to catch the gear at the right place. And just being consistent, letting the car kind of come to me. See if we can get some airtime here. Touch the brakes in the air. Oh my god, that was a real nose up. I think I had too much throttle. So I think it's broken a little bit, so this should be an interesting lap. The wheel seems to be pointing to the left a little bit. So I'm just going to adjust my hand position on the wheel to try to overcome that. So yeah, I'm just kind of practicing my commentary while driving. I haven't really done that before, so it would be a fun thing to be able to do. Share my driving with my friends. I want to cook off some speed here. We're dead. Let's try that again. So I don't know if I'm gonna like try to edit this and do it because forgot about the whole clutch thing. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this into like a cohesive video or just kind of use it for practice. I'm probably just gonna use it for practice. I would like to be able to stream or something on Twitch at some point in my life. It seems like a fun pastime. And my apartment is set up really well for just chilling and focusing. And I'd like to use that to do something fun from here, like streaming or something along those lines. I am trying to work on my communication skills these days and focus and attention, which I'm having a tough time with. Third time's the charm. Off the paddle clutch, onto the e-brake clutch, rev it up nice and high, and slowly let out the clutch. It seems like I'm bogging down quite a bit there. I gotta work on my takeoffs. But being able to take off in a straight direction, it's good. Let's try that. Let's just stop the car, clutch it in, down to neutral. Clutch bar is engaged. Up to revs. 3, 2, 1, go. What the heck? Oh, it switched me back to neutral. 3, 2, 1, launch. Ah, I'm dead. So it didn't bog down this time, but the wheels broke out. Let's try to launch from the pits. Little bit of left wheel. I guess I can take whatever's around the sensor thing, but I'm gonna go try to go left around it. That was a launch. So yeah, it's fun driving this car without any of the shift aids, like the auto clutch or anti-stall clutch or that kind of stuff, or auto blip. I like how physical this car is to drive. I just started getting into riding motorcycles at the end of last year. All the dryland practice I could get is super useful. So I would like to start doing some track days on the bike. Maybe get a little bit of coaching and meet some people who ride bikes too. It would be super fun. So let's try to be able to talk and not crash. That's my goal. Not trying to go for any crazy lap times, just be able to commentate my thoughts and not crash. Real understeer there. Didn't really set my car for that turn. Still real. Not a lot of bite in the front. Let's fucking open it up. Let's keep going now. Brake, 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 downshift, brake, 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 and we didn't hit the wall. That's something I'm trying to work on, is deceleration. I feel like that's a very important thing to have in your toolbox with any kind of motorsport. I guess I should have the wheel displayed as well, just to give you guys an idea of where my wheel inputs are. That's something I'll do next time I crash, which is inevitable. Practicing blipping on my downshifts when it's appropriate, and try not to shift too much during the entry of the corner if I don't have to. I can always go down 2 gears, right? Like that. Real mellow, real chill lap. Let's just let it come to me. I might try to pit and then turn back on the wheel visualization after this lap. At some point I'd like to do like the vintage Grand Prix, I think that's what it's called, like the series in iRacing. I think it'd be a fun thing to dive into, and if I can get consistent, sure there'd be a bit of attrition in that series, given how hard the cars are to handle. This is a bravery section here once the car comes to me. And a scary, scary corner. Right here. Yeah, you don't want that corner to catch you off guard. Couldn't imagine doing something like this in the rain. Which luckily, I don't think this car has a wet model. Or I don't think they raced F1 in the wet back in the day. That would just be insane. Would really love if they went and scanned in the Isle of Man time trial track or road course. Even if there's no bikes in iRacing, just being able to do like time trials on that track would be so cool. definitely on my bucket list to go watch the Isle of Man someday. Just take it in. I'm starting to build a little bucket list in my head these days. Like I want to go to Spain. I'd like to check out Italy. Go to the Alps. Bump around to the different countries around there. Take a train. Drink some espresso. Lots of espresso. It's interesting. I recently made it through a time in my life where my self-dialogue was quite negative. I wasn't really feeling comfortable in my own skin. And recently, something changed. I feel a lot more just comfortable doing what I want to do, and I know that at the end of the day, I like to think I'm a pretty good person. So it's a nice thing. But I don't want to get too egotistical. I don't want to be like preachy or anything to my friends, because that can just be extremely irritating. I'd also like to be able to offer help and insight to those who ask me for it. I'm kind of just letting the driving happen in the back of my head right now, which feels good. Ooh, that was a big frame drop. Warm drive engaged. I did say I was going to pit this lap, but I think I'm just going to finish the lap and then turn the wheel visualizer on. Alright, we want to this corner, steer through, don't touch the curb, very nice, and slow her down. So I'm definitely under driving right now, but that's kind of the point. I'm not trying to push for any big laps. I just want to go for a nice Sunday drive. I think that's the pit entrance. Hey. I also have a really bad time with making a plan and sticking to it. Try to work on that too. Hello, mate. Clutch it in. Am I good? Forward. Yep, I'm good. Yeah, my FPS is kind of all over the place right now. Might be hitting a heat limit on my GPU. Looks like it's being used quite a bit right now. And what was I doing? Is it in drive? Yeah, I'm having some issues here with my computer. And my brain. Racing does have a funny way of organizing their settings. Here we are. So let's see what that looks like. Nice. I might set up a custom camera position to line me up with the wheel. So I guess the drivers were sitting a little bit over to the left in the car. Let's see. No, the steering wheel was just over there. That must have felt fucking weird. Huh. I guess a lot of guys had one hand on the wheel and the other hand on the shifter for a lot of the tighter tracks, so. Keep forgetting about that. And launch. Getting a little cleaner at that. And we didn't speed at the end of the pit, which is cool. So as you can see, the only heads-up display thing I have on right now is the track map. I was hoping SimHub's track map would have the corner names, just for familiarization. And I'm wondering maybe if that's even possible, because that would be nice. I've been experimenting around with ChatGPT and using it to kind of talk me through some laps and stuff like that, and different driving techniques. And it does use a lot of information from the forums and stuff like that, so it seems fairly accurate, which is cool. So let's see if I can get some airtime here without going nose up or nose down. So kind of modulate the throttle. Yeah, no, two nose up. We're gonna die. That's interesting. My car seems to be nose up a lot through that air. I think maybe a little lift on the upslope would help stabilization, but you don't really want to touch the brakes because then your car just goes nose down quite a bit. Which gives me an idea. I wonder how these tires would do on dirt. It'd be fun to do like a rallycross track in this thing. It really does feel more like an airplane than a lot of the cars. So, oops. One of the quality of life improvements I've made recently in my life is I quit smoking, which is big for me. I was, at the height of my smoking, I was about a pack and a half a day. And it just hit a point where I'm like, man, this is gonna literally kill me, so. But I do have quite a bit of discomfort in my lungs still after a couple of weeks. We're still trying to clean each other out. And I was vaping quite heavily in the last little while, so I think today is the day I just want to go cold turkey off the vape. But I do have a nicotine pouch in right now, and I mean, I enjoy nicotine, so if I can find a delivery mechanism that's easy on my lungs, I think I'm going to go with that. And into the foxhole. Let's open it up. This isn't the foxhole, I don't think. Shows how much I know. Oh, that was unexpected. So I'd like to try to get some better lines. That should be something to focus on. I think this is the foxhole. Yeah, man. Ooh, we're loose. Oh, just ping pong. The wheel seems straight though. And then you want to tuck it into this apex. Get it back over to here. One of the things I might do today is just spectate one of the vintage GP races. Just take it in, see what the skill's like, see what the attrition's like. try to ballpark some lap times. I think me not having a clutch pedal and also not using anti-stall clutch is going to put me at a slight disadvantage. Yeah, it's going to put me at a disadvantage to guys that are automating those systems, but the point of iRacing to me isn't really to win. It's more to do dry land training. So yeah, I do have a clutch set to my left paddle, which is helping me with like blipping and stuff like that. I used to do a lot of oval track stuff as well, which I'm excited to get back into. Really enjoy the ARCA series, and then there's that new series with that the ARCA car on crack, which would be a lot of fun. And I find it rides similar to the motorcycle I'm riding right now, which is a Suzuki Boulevard S40. It's got 4 gears, 1 cylinder. It's pretty old school. I am very excited to start driving my Ninja 500, which will be a totally different vibe. The seating position, the torque, how high up you are in the air. That's probably going to feel like flying a fucking fighter jet. And it's not a leader bike, it's a 500. Hopefully I won't get into too much trouble. And I really do want to focus on track days. I want to keep my cruises chill. Focus on approaching the limit on a closed course. I know this corner is called the Carousel. And if I could read those signs, that would be pretty cool too. I'm trying to drive, I guess, similar to how I would in real life. I do find I shift too much in real life as well, so I gotta work on that. One of the things I really like about oval track racing is it's less focused on racing against the track itself. The track does develop as the race goes on, so in able to place well, you need to be kind of testing the limit as you go. But you're also, I find, racing with the other drivers a lot more, dealing with lap traffic and things like that. Kind of add some nuances to the racing. I find it funny when say, oh, NASCAR's boring, they're just racing around in circles. It's like, well, there's definitely a lot more to it than that. I had an interesting conversation the other day. I was at a bar and I overheard some guys talking about F1 and how cool it is and how it's like pod racing. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, Star Wars Episode 1. They got a good chuckle out of that. And then I asked, hey, have you ever seen IndyCar? And the one guy's response was, IndyCar's boring. Which I was kind of taken back by that statement. And then he was like, aren't the cars slower? Which made me realize he's never actually seen IndyCar. So I explained to him, I mean, there's some pretty cool differences between IndyCar and F1. F1, the cars are very different depending on the team. So whoever's got the best technology, if they have a good pilot, they're probably going to win the race. And IndyCar, to the best of my knowledge, they're all kind of on the same equipment, which allows the difference in drivers to kind of shine as opposed to the difference in equipment. Another cool aspect to IndyCar is they race on ovals, which, I mean, if you ask me, is like should be borderline illegal. It's insane, and it's a really cool thing to watch. And then one of his rebuttals was, well, IndyCar seems a little too American for me, which I got a kind of a good laugh out of. My response was, yeah, it's not for everybody, but F1 is a little too European for me these days, similar to like soccer. One of the guys got a good chuckle out of that, but I decided to disengage from the conversation at that point because I was starting to be a bit of a dickhead. And I said what I wanted to say. There's no point trying to beat a dead horse, as they say. Try to cook some speed off early because there's the car run waste there, and it can be a little wishy-washy. Down through the foxhole. Let's try not to spin out. Ping pong. Off the speed, downshifts. Hey! I didn't upset the rears through there, which is nice, but I did just overcook that entry and butcher it. The car seems to be coming up to temperature fairly well now. I just can't get carried away. I haven't done many laps on the Nürburgring lately too, so I get a little bit lost. I'm not saying this is going to be an especially fast lap, but it's going to be interesting to see what it is compared to my other ones. That was kind of close. And yeah, this is basically just an experiment for me to see if I can talk and drive at the same time. I think if I do YouTube videos, I might just do a post-race commentary. But if I end up ever streaming on Twitch, I'd like to be able to kind of chat during the race. Maybe not engage with the actual chat so much, because that might be distracting, but just kind of talk about what I'm thinking and how I'm approaching the driving. Don't die, oh my god. So yeah, I let my mind wander a little too much there for sure. This is a fairly technical section of the track. But I am trying to talk through as much as I can. What else is going on here right now? We're gonna go take a little road trip soon and get my M1 again. I have an M2 course coming up, but I think I messed up and I won't have my M1 for long enough to do the course, so I may actually have to reschedule. Which, hey, that happens. At least I'll get my M2 this year. off some speed. A lot of my shifts are getting a little bit better. I'm trying to work on the rhythm because it's very similar to downshifting on a motorcycle with the blipping and that kind of shit stuff. I also find I swear a lot in my daily life, and there's a time and a place for that, so I should probably work on that too. Sometimes you just gotta say, ah, fuck. But it shouldn't be like every fourth word, you know? That's just me. This is a hairball section too. Knew that was gonna happen. Whoa, to watch those curves, man. The concentration these guys had is insane. And it's not that they weren't scared, I'm sure they were all fucking terrified. They just dealt with it. I find sometimes a little fear can sharpen the senses. As I butcher that and stall the car. Well, I think I'm going to end it for today. Probably going to post it anyway. Thanks for joining me.